A new patch note just dropped for Call of Dragons that does some huge things. It's going to remove barricades in later seasons of the game. It's going to go in and make it so you no longer have random skill assignment on your pets. This is outstanding. Stick around in this video for all the things you need to know about the update Winter Wonderland, and it's looking pretty good. Hello my friends and welcome back. I'm Chisgule Gaming and today's video is sponsored by the makers of Call of Dragons. And I am really hyped for this update. And I am not saying that because it's just an update to the game. It's actually addressing a bunch of things that we as players really wanted to see addressed. So let's start from top to bottom, use the timestamps to jump to whatever part you're interested in, and consider subscribing if you haven't already for Call of Dragons videos designed to help you get value and smash your enemies. So let's start over here, the Winter Wonderland holiday events. There will be a 7-day series of events with a limited edition city theme. There are also avatar frames and nameplates, but it's all about the city themes, baby. I expect we're sort of do some infantry city themes, given that the Season 2 Plus is all about infantry, and also I don't think we really have great infantry city themes, or any. So looking forward to hopefully some infantry city themes in this upcoming event. There's a winter decorations event where you decorate the sacred forest and receive rewards. The Dawngrad Banquet put together a feast fit for heroes, and the treasure hunt, treasure map fragments to uncover legendary Lord of all the treasures. All that seems fine. The thing you're probably really interested in is the Great Heights event. Amid countless trials, surpass your boundaries, basically gain power, and if you're in the top 10 people for gaining power, you can get a legendary city theme. Depending on your server, you can expect this to go for a lot. I've covered this in depth, and I'll have a card in the end screen, but the Great Heights event, it is a great theme if you rally your garrison, but if you don't, honestly, I don't know how much you need it. From here, the Bounty Hunt event, reclaim lost goods for the Merchants Guild. I don't exactly know what that is. Maybe you get discounts on things that you purchase in the courier station. I'm actually not sure. But once these events are here, I'll make a video about it, and it should be honestly pretty rewarding to go in and do all these events. Usually it is. Now, the new year is almost here. This is what I thought. Everything must go. An array of discounts, surprises, and exceptional bargains await you in this New Year's shopping extravaganza. There'll probably be some bundles, and like I mentioned, there'll be probably some discounts in the courier station. It's not called a courier station in this game, the Goblin Merchant. The Veil Quiz Society is back. You do some quizzes, and I think once a day you can get a legendary hero token, which, everybody's interested in that, but let's get to the point. Warpet gameplay improvements. This is it right here. They have changed the way that Warpets learn skills. You can now choose which Warpet skills will be replaced. Hallelujah! Praise be! Look, we are now getting to the starting line for what pets and their potential can be in this game. This is the starting line. And I think this is an exciting place to be for pets in this game. Now pets go from being... Look, in the words of the developers in the Cologne, Germany meetup, where I went there, they said, we recognize that players feel it is very unsatisfying the way that pet skill deployment works. And imagine you're so excited. You have this amazing pet and you want to be strategic in a strategy game, deploying your skills. And then the random Gamba wrecks you and you replace a 2-star skill that you don't want to replace, and you're stuck with a bad, unsatisfying outcome. They have fixed this. I am so hyped for this. We apologize for any losses that players may incur as a result of this change. We will compensate players as follows. If you have replaced a skill by learning a new skill, which yes, all of us have, or used a skill card, then discarded the result, which yes, all of us have, then any 0 or 1-star skill cards you use will be refunded for an equivalent amount of exchange coins. Big poggers! Any 2-star or 3-star skill cards you use will be returned to you. Big win right here. This is huge. This is so good for the game. This is the best change they have possibly made all year, with the exception of fixing the way the rallies worked. This is huge. This is really good. I am... Unironically, this is one of the best changes they've made this year. So hyped. Now you can actually plan your pet skills. The strategy, welcome, dude, the strategy aspect of pets, it's back, baby. I love this. Very exciting. Very, I mean, I'm very hyped. I have a lot of stuff I want to do with pets. Now, this is also exciting for multiple reasons. Like, first of all, you can make your pets excited, like really good. But second of all, today, because it's random gamba where your skills go, you need to hold on to many versions of a skill card. So I have like 5 of this skill card, 4 of that skill card, because you don't know when you're going to get them again, and you don't know how many you're going to need. So I have like a bunch of, Chain Strike, for example, because you can only get it from a pet that you catch. And again, the random gamba could be amazing or wreck you. So anyways, this solves 2 problems. It actually makes the pet system awesome. And secondly, it fixes the inventory issue of not having enough skill card slots to hold on to excess of skill cards that you're only holding on to because of the way the gamba could have worked. I love this change. This is so good for war pets, like so good. They also changed Sorlin's Blade so that instead of a 25% damage reduction, it's a 15% damage reduction for each additional target. This is going to be addressed later in the patch note. It's because they want to have this special language that, like, I mean, we could talk about why they're adding it later. We'll get there. So they've added an even richer combat experience. Hero skill adjustments. Gwenwyn's skill, Preemptive Strike, previously read that when your Legion's unit count was over 60%, her units deal more damage. Now it's when you're over 50%. That's a buff, as far as I can tell, unless it's just a skill description change, but I don't think it is. Here, they have changed the skill description. Improved the skill description, added a new concept of diffuse damage. Oh, I guess we're going to be talking about Sorlin's Blade already here, where each additional target reduces the damage taken by targets. So let me explain this. In fact, hold on. Let me go a little further. Skills that deal diffused damage include Velen's skill, Frozen Star, Skogul's Blood-Soaked Battle, Lilia's skill, Flames of Vengeance, and Awakened skill, Burning Blood. Artifacts that deal diffused damage include Phoenix Eye, Greymar's Warhammer, Kingslayer, Shadowblade's Viola's Bow, Sorlin's Blade, Springs of Silence, Fang of Ashkari, Spring Blades, Giant's Bone, Butcher's Blade, and Centaur's Bow. It's going to take a minute for people to understand, wait, what the heck is diffused damage? When you're looking at it for the first time, it's going to be, I think, more confusing. But once you understand how this term works, it will be more simple, which is as follows. The more targets you hit, the less damage you deal per target. If the game didn't do this, area of effect damage would be so stupid busted, you would never use single target damage. It would not be viable. Always single target damage would be suboptimal compared to AoE. So this is just a wording change to theoretically make it more simple to understand that you do slightly less damage per target when you hit more targets with AoE damage, okay? Defensive structure improvements. Reduced Barricades durability and obstruction effects. This is, by the way, directly a result of the Cologne, Germany meetup. Like, we were at the meetup and so many people talked about, like, you do realize that you're basically, like, unable to walk when you hit a barricade. Is that what you meant for the game to be? And we were talking with developers about this, and like I firmly believe this is directly an outcome of the conversations that happened at that meetup. Note, in order to improve your gaming experience, we've actually removed barricades from Season 2+. So not only are they saying, hey, these barricades are maybe a bit much, we're actually going to get rid of them in 2+. And the reason, by the way, is that in Season 2+, you get turrets. So, like, barricades plus turrets was going to be the most toxic defenses on the face of the earth. And, like, the conversation that I think I remember having with the developers at that meetup was like, yeah, I mean, if you intended for defense to be completely busted, then, like, this makes sense. And if you intended for the game to be about getting to a defensive position that you will never lose because defense is too strong, then, like, yeah, the design makes sense, and they're changing it. So, like, I think they did not mean for defense to be so strong. All barricades on the map will be removed and their costs refunded if you're in Season 2+. They will issue compensation to players affected by this change. Players in other seasons are not affected. I honestly think that barricades are fine. I just think they're too strong. So the concept of a barricade is perfectly fine. The implementation is a little OP. And I do think that barricade plus turret, certainly as the way that barricades are today, was too much. So good to see defense getting a little bit of a nerf and the game being less about, hey, I didn't sleep for 48 hours to set up this defensive position, than like, actually my team is stronger or weaker than yours. All right. So up next, peacekeeping changes. Increase the difficulty of certain low-level darklings and dark creatures and beasts. That's fine. I don't know how that impacts me. Multi-legion combat improvements. Added a feature that automatically arranges melee legions to the front and ranged legions to the rear when issuing marching orders. This is huge. This is actually a big deal, especially if you get a little bit more control and can put the infantry in front. That's great. You want your, range marches to be protected behind your melee legions. And so if I bring 1 infantry march and 4 range marches, which I typically do, it's going to, by default, put the infantry in front. That's huge. You want that. I mean, normally I'm using, multiple command groups to try to get this function to work that way. So without getting further into that, I think that's a great change. New Roots of War observation feature. In order to improve your experience, Roots of War will have an observation feature. If your alliance is registered for Roots of War, non-combatant alliance members can actually watch the game, which is really cool. This is ultimately going to lead to spectating Roots of War. And I mean, look, it feels pretty obvious to me that if we follow in the footsteps of the predecessor to this game, they would want to go at some point in the direction of a competition for Roots of War. They did this for Rise of Kingdoms, the predecessor to this game, with Ark of Osiris. It feels obvious to me that this is signaling that sort of a setup for Roots of War to be more competitive. So, I would be looking to get good with your team. An improved alliance system. Alliance keep improvements. Legions defending alliance keeps are now classified as PvP legions, meaning any relevant PvP skills will be activated. I think that keeps are in kind of a weird spot. The point of keep gameplay is to enable, I think, defense, but the reality of keep gameplay is that you want to be as toxic as you possibly can in the way that you use your keep, right? Like you want to put the strongest, most busted player in the keep, and you want to just dunk noobs, and you want to do so in the most sneaky, toxic ways that you possibly can, even if they have it mostly surrounded. You try to sneak people into it. I feel like getting a look at keeps so that they enhance defensive positions and enable everybody to participate in it, rather than they do that today, but they do so by virtue of making your T5 super toxic in their ability to wreck people. I don't know. I think there's something there, but I don't know what it is yet. Anyways, Alliance help improvements. Improve the Alliance help notification system. When getting help, you can see how many chances are remaining for any buildings under construction or technologies being researched. That's great. You can now enter the Alliance help screen by tapping and clicking the help icon in the Alliance Center. You can now jump to corresponding technologies being researched or buildings under construction from the Alliance help screen. Cool. New Alliance past chat messages feature. You can see past messages in your Alliance chat after being removed from the Alliance. Oh, even if you join a new one. That's curious. You can see up to 20 past messages. Oh, all right. Well, that ain't much. Other improvements. Season 2+ Hearts of Ice turret adjustments. You can now preview a turret's attack range before placing it. That's a 10 out of 10, allowing you to determine the best location. Upgrading a turret from level 5 to 6 will now cost a warrant. I don't quite understand why the escalated cost of a turret to make the highest tier costs you your ability to get good war pets, but that's what it costs. So the cost is real. They did not make it a resource additional cost, although there probably is a resource cost to go from 5 to 6. They have made it a warrant. I would actually, in some cases, prefer to pay a warrant than resources, but other people probably feel very differently. Maybe I'd rather just pay resources, but whatever. It costs you a warrant now to get to the highest tier. Alliance building improvements. You can now choose between the original and new methods when choosing a location for Alliance buildings or relocating. If you choose the new method, buildings will be fixed to the center of your screen. When you choose the new location, if you move your viewpoint, the building will also change position. It is a little bit of a pain to place buildings at times, so anything that makes that better is a win. Merits display improvements. You can now hide how many merits you have from other players until the Augur Stone reaches the merits calculation stage. I'm not sure why you'd want to hide your merits. I guess, like, you want to show that you're not dead weight, or you want to hide that you're not dead weight. I mean, like, basically the way this is going to work is people who hide their merits are going to get kicked for being dead weight, but whatever. UI improvements. Improve the display for chat windows. You can now view more messages on screen. Improve display for emojis. Accessing the emoji settings page is now more convenient. Improve the display for personal information. Icons displaying heroes and achievements have been temporarily removed. This feature will be optimized in the future. Yeah, I don't think there's actually any achievements now, so That's fine. New cross-server viewing feature. You can now observe activity on other servers. That's kind of exciting. New feature unlocked notifications. The game will now notify you if you've unlocked a new feature. That's fine. 7 quick commands for Behemoth's raids. This is huge. Look, let me explain something. Raiding in this game is not far off from raiding in World of Warcraft. At least, okay, the sophistication is totally different. The display is totally different, but it's still raiding, which is great that this game has raiding with large amounts of people. But in a game like World of Warcraft, over many years, there have been tons of modifications that have been added to make raiding easier. I mean, the game will alert you when you need to dodge stuff. Well, not the game, the modifications, the mods that you get will like do all kinds of things for you to make you a better raider. So I like that the developers are going in and saying like, hey, there's actually things we can do to make players better at the raiding in this game. Quick commands is a cool one. So a quick command sounds like you probably can very rapidly say something like, you know, like this is the part where you dodge, you know, the snowballs from the frost giant or whatever. Like, I think this will make raiding better. That's what I'm trying to say. New community links. You can now visit TikTok through the community page. Cool. There's now a dual login for PC. I don't know why multi-boxing is a thing, but it is absolutely a thing now for this game. And more resolution options. Cool. You can change that in your graphic settings. Pets are going to be awesome, man. This is one of the best patches they've ever done. Fixing the barricade situation and changing the pet situation. These are huge astronomic wins for the game. Now you can go in and actually plan your pet skills, and the strategy aspect of pets now is where it needs to be. Before, the Gamba aspect completely outweighed the strategy aspect, which is always bad for a strategy game. And like anytime I see Gamba outweigh strategy, I scratch my head. So this is like just such a good update for pets. Love it, man. If you enjoyed the vid, throw a like on here. Consider subscribing. I'm probably going to have to release more Warpet videos now that you actually can control where the skills go. Like, it just makes more sense. And as I was mentioning, you can see here, I've got like 3 versions of Robust Body. Well, I can sell 2 of those, presumably. I'll wait till the patch is here to do it, but I've got all these versions of Timely Strike. I could get rid of one of those probably. I've got, you know, these wild counter strikes. I don't need those. I get rid of some of those. I've got 1, 2, 3 chain strikes. I get rid of 2 chain strikes. Like, it's pretty cool to go in and be able to, you know, also have more space for these skills that you had to hoard forever in the situation in which you can't control where they go. Also, now I can actually deploy Outbursts of Rage that I got as a reward from the last season, which is really cool. So we'll see where I put that. Like, I can actually deploy this thing and feel confident that I'm not going to replace the talent skill and lose it, right? Like, cool, man. Great update. Card in the end screen in just a second. If you want to see that great Heights event, as I was describing earlier, smash the subscribe button. And until next time, you have fun smashing the kingdom. Take care, everybody.